Hey everybody, it's Alex and Spencer again with Arbeit Software. Welcome back to Debt Collection 101 on Arbeit U.
The premier source for education in the collection space.
Today we are joined by two very special guests, some of my favorite people at the ACA.
Most fun at the ACA.
Yes, definitely. Kim Stone Smith, Brian Struzyk from Kross, Lieberman and Stone.
Wow.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, thank you.
For anyone who's watching who don't know who you are, why don't you guys just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Certainly. Well, I've been in the industry for 27 years, so we've been around for a little while. We started as a mom and pop, but we keep seeming to grow. And Brian joined my team about 5 years ago, and that's basically it. We take a lot of accounts from outside states because we are in the closed border state of North Carolina, so we welcome the opportunity to do business with other collection agencies who don't want to get licensed in North Carolina. So that has been one of our specialties here in the last couple of years and has proven to be profitable.
Great. So thanks again for joining us. And today we're going to be talking about keeping collectors motivated.
Very important topic.
I mean, none better to bring on than the two of you. I think your collectors love working there. It seems like you have a great culture. So how do you do it? How do you keep them motivated?
Excellent question.
Well, I think to start, we got to set our goals at what we want our collectors to do besides call numbers, expectations, payments per day. So something we do almost on a daily basis or weekly basis is run little contests, gift cards, stuff like that. If collectors hit their call numbers or highest ratio to goal, stuff like that, the collectors can really buy into that. Also, we have a couple girls on staff who've been really good with creating out-of-the-box games, I would say, for the month. So, for example, we played Collection Clue a few months ago.
What's that?
It sounds cool.
Well, we actually created each of the cubicles that the collectors were in, or a group of them, was a room as if it was on a clue board. So, I don't know, the dining room or the library. And we created on the floor with blue tape like a game board where you could jump spaces. And in order to participate, you had to have paid in fulls, and that determined how many spaces you could go to get to a room to guess who the crime was, who the person was, and what room it was in. And so the collectors at the beginning of the month, we had them chip in a bunch of suggestions about some crimes people did in the office that basically aggravated them, and it was their own suggestions that we used as the crimes, like being late for work or making coffee when the phones are ringing, or things like that. They were kind of funny crimes. Some of them were just practical to the business, and so that was an interesting little game. And and some of our senior citizens here actually finally learned how to play Clue.
So I think we try to play smaller games on a smaller scale, like a weekly, and then we have a whole month contest kind of going on. Besides the Clue, we had a scavenger hunt going on one month where collectors had you had to get 5 skips paid in full to complete that task, and a bunch of other things to meet your goals as a team and whatnot. So it's really kind of trying to switch it up monthly so they don't get complacent, I guess.
They get bored. We did a Lego game one month where we got a bunch of jumbo Legos for the collectors, and we teamed them up into 2 different teams, and the team that had the biggest tower and the one that looked the best won the contest, and we took that team out on a limo ride for pizza because we were tapping into our inner child, right?
That is really cool.
Yeah.
I was surprised how much they enjoyed it. I mean, just the limo ride to the pizza place, I was like, oh, they're probably going to think this is lame. I thought it was cool, but they actually really loved it. We had some big-eyed people that were just like, you're the coolest boss ever, and for me, it was compared to the money they brought in that month, it was well worth it.
I mean, that's great. It seems like you guys are changing up your goals often, not just like having it as straight collections overall that you're rewarding for other things. So I think that's probably one of the key things in keeping people going. It's like it doesn't get stale, right?
Yeah, and I think, one thing Kim tries to focus these contests on is she'll see something not going as well as she wants it to go one month, and then she'll try to focus the game around that specific thing the following month or whatnot. So, if calls are down one month, we try to pick up calls. If skip tracing's going bad, we'll reward skip tracing, things like that.
Compliance issues, if they're using wrong action codes or codes in our system and we need them to focus on doing the right codes, we'll focus on those action codes and reward them for using the right action codes. So
That's a really great point. So we go to these events and we find that like the bigger companies that do it like really well are the ones that reward for more than just collecting money, right? They're usually rewarding for some sort of compliance piece or something like that. So good for you guys.
it is, and I also think engagement is really important. And I think as agency owners, and I'm speaking from myself, and how easy it is to get locked into your business and not walk around the floor, not speak to people. I mean, it would be easy for me to shut my door and shut myself away, but I think that both Brian and I, Brian's in operations now and has very little time for, the me time that some of the collectors want, some one-on-one time, and we're able to still incorporate that. And I think that eye contact, agency owners don't even realize how much eye contact means to their people. And just to make eye contact with them on a regular basis and say good morning and hello and how was your weekend, it can go a long way to build that, that loyalty in your organization.
Yeah, those are great points. It's funny how the littlest things sometimes that people probably overlook the most make the biggest impact. So another question that we had was, is there something that you wish you were doing for motivation, or maybe something that you feel like you're not doing the greatest job at?
Me personally, I wish I had more time to get involved in the contest and whatnot and try to put my own thoughts into it. But hopefully just as we continue to grow, we can do more for the collectors and give back more. And, Kim's been trying to get more involved in charitable stuff and whatnot. So, and it's nice to try to get some of the employees out of the office and do a charitable thing. And, maybe they're not financially gaining from it, but at least they know they're participating and, helping out a good cause or whatnot.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that we're really focused on. More so, especially in the light of, finding that there's a big need out there for us in the community to look better because we're a collection agency and we're the bad guys. That I'm trying to make sure our collectors understand that their career is a choice they made, but it's not a bad choice, and that we get out into the community and do a Labor Day run, and that I'll pay for their entrance fee to donate towards the Caring House that helps moms recover and have a new startup plan in life, and different things like that. We're looking for charities that interrelate with our thought process of financial literacy, and trying to get the collectors engaged in that. So I think that would be, if I'm looking at the future, that is a bigger future of where I'd like to see some of our motivation go to. And so it's a give back program.
That's awesome though. I want to work there.
Yeah, that's great.
Let me ask you guys this. Do you have a hard time retaining employees?
Yeah.
So, me, Kim's been with KLS for almost 30 years now. This is her life, basically. I've worked for, 4 different collection agencies now, and I'd have to say, compared to the other 3, there's little to no turnover here. And I think one thing that's important is we try not to go after big, group hiring, I guess you'd say. We try to take our time with each person. But, in collections, you're always going to have that 1 or 2 seats that's kind of like a revolving door, but I would say ours is a lot slower. Yeah,
I started at 25 in this agency, opening this agency, and haven't been to another agency at all. I'm the president of the North Carolina Collectors Association, so I hear feedback and I know other agencies' experiences, but yeah, Brian's been around a lot more than me. It's safe to say.
That's great. With somebody owning a company that's as fun as Kim, I don't think I'd want to go anywhere either.
Yeah,
so,
we never want to leave.
Yeah.
You said I was fun. I think I'm crazy, but fun's a good word.
All right. Well, I think that's all we have for this week's episode. I appreciate it, Kim, Brian. Thanks for coming on. If you guys liked what you've seen, please subscribe below.
Even if you didn't like it.
Also, I don't think that there's a better agency to model yourself after than this agency. If you're looking to do
Yeah.
it the right way, be compliant, have a great culture.
They're one of the best.
Yeah, get rid of the stigma that might come along with owning a collection agency. There is none with theirs. I mean, you don't even...
You heard her say,
Yeah.
it's not a bad choice.
Right. So also, if you want to learn more, ask them more questions, or any other agencies like them, you can attend the event.
Regional ACA event.
That Kim
That she's
hosts.
president.
Anyone in North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Virginia, or Tennessee. The event will be April 18th to the 20th
We'll be there.
in Asheville. So,
Asheville, love
yeah.
Asheville.
If you're interested in that, send us an email. Also, again, subscribe below. Thanks for watching. See
Can't
ya.
wait to see you next week.